Hi everyone, my name is Eva Kantoma. I'm from GREYTEST CAD Design Concept. This is actually my WhatsApp contact. You can reach me on this number or you can call me, okay? These are the list of the softwares which I have covered on our YouTube channel. They are very much available on that channel. We've covered structural designs and detailings, mechanical and electrical service drawings, architectural working drawings, road designs and water designs. They are very much available on this channel. Down below the description of this video you'll find a link to that channel. Visit the channel and actually keep yourself busy. This is actually going to be the episode 3 on Etabs, which we have been covering. Okay, we're running a series on Etabs. We've covered the episode 1 and 2, introducing you into Etabs. This episode 3 is going to take you more further into the introduction of this software. Okay, we now teach all of these softwares on our Telegram platform, where we'll give you the software, we'll guide you on how to install it and how to crack it on your system. We'll train you for 40 days just for a token. You can DM me on WhatsApp, okay, or you can actually call me, okay, for more information. Okay, let's jump right into it. Now I'll click on file and I'll click on new model. I'm going to use built-in settings. Okay, if you can remember all of this, I'm going to leave this as this. To follow the episode 1 and 2 of this training, down below the description of this video you'll find the link to that. Okay, we're using custom grid spacing. Okay, I'm going to be showing you how to come up with your grids, how to define your materials, okay, and then your sections, okay, for your concrete sections and your steel sections, and then for your reinforcement bars as well. Okay, we're going to be showing you that on this episode. Okay, so I'll click on edit grid. Like you know, we are actually going to be using this general arrangement which we have here, and we'll be doing that in Etabs. Okay, you can see the spacing 3830 3830. Okay, so let's go back in. Okay, we use the display grid, but before then I'm just going to click this, and then I click enter. You see the default grid spacing will actually come up here. Now you can see this is actually the default grid spacing. You can see we have how many span, 1 2 3. Okay, we have 4 axes, 1 2 3 4 grids. Okay, we have 4 grids along the X, we have 4 grids along the Y as well. Okay, and then the spans are 4, and then the spacing is actually 8 meters, okay, apart from each other. Right now, but this is actually not the grid I actually want to use for this. So if I just right click on this and I click on add or modify grid, or I can go to edit. Okay, you can see edit stories and grid system. Okay, I can come here and then edit that from here. Okay, I'll just click on modify slash show grid system. I can modify this from here, or better still, I can actually use these as well. Okay, good. I'll click on modify. I'm going to use display grid data as spacing. So if we come back to our drawing here, you can see 3830 3830 along this along X. So I'm going to be using 3830. Okay, 3 points Okay, another good thing about this is that you can actually even impute your values. For example, you have your drawing in feet and inches. You can as well impute that here. For example, let's say we have an inch here. Okay, so if I have this, for example, now you can see it has actually converted that for me to a to meters. Okay, now if I have my values in feet, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this is actually 34 feet 4 inches. For example, I don't need to type in that inches. Automatically the software will assume that to be inches for me. Now you can see it has actually converted that to 10.46 meters. Okay, but that is actually not what I'm going to be using here. Okay, okay, and now because from our settings we actually change that to metric. If you have been following us from the episode 1 of this training, you must have seen how we actually did that settings. Okay, okay, good. Now here I'm going to, now you can see the diagram here is displayed. Okay, whatever changes that I do here, you see it displayed here. Okay, so I can, from here I have 3115 2230. Okay, okay, so I make this now you can see from the diagram here, our 1 is actually from this bottom, our 2 is here, our 3 is here, and our 4 is here. Okay, so I will interchange that. So I'm going to be having 2230 2.23 3.115 3.115. Okay, so okay, now you can see from the diagram, okay, showing us our grids. Okay, I'll click on OK. Now look at the number of stories here. We have story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4, but we only have one suspended floor. Etabs actually assume your ground floor as your story 1, your first floor as your story 2. Okay, so I'm going to edit this. So I will delete this story, delete existing story. Yes, I will delete this as well too. Okay, so I'm going to have just my base, which is at 0, story 1 at level 3. Okay, and then this. Now you can see the height between each of this. The ground floor is 3 meters height. The first floor is actually 3 meters height as well. So you can see the elevations here telling you that at the ground floor, so from the DPC down to the headroom, okay, you are having 3 meters. Now from that slab, okay, top of the slab to your ceiling, okay, you're having another 3 meters. Okay, so at that ceiling height at the first floor, it's actually 3 meters. Okay, so now here you can see we have master story. So here telling you that I can decide to make my story 1 to be master Now what that means is if I make my story 1 master, my story 2, I can actually make it similar to story 1. Okay, what that means is that whatever I draw in my story 1 will actually automatically go to my story 2. Okay, so that is actually what that actually means. Okay, that's if my story 1 and story 2 are actually the same, but if they are not, there is no need for me to actually make any of this master. Okay, so I can switch them and make them zeros. Okay, and I'll click on OK, and then I'll click on OK. Now good, now you can see our GA. Now in the next episode I'm going to be showing you how to actually edit your grid system. Okay, I'm going to be showing you how to edit that because if you can see from here, we have a little portion here, one way here, and then we have like a beam here, we have another beam here, so we need to insert this beam, we need to insert we need to insert this beam here. Okay, which we don't have from our diagram here. Okay, so I'll be taking you through that process. We are going to edit this grid system. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be showing you is how to actually add materials to this. So if you come to your define and you go to materials properties, now you can see there are some other materials that you can see here, but we are not actually going to be using any of this. So I'm going to add new material. Now you can see you can choose a region, whether Italy, Korea. It does not really matter whether you base there or not. Okay, all really matters is actually your code of practice. Okay, so what is the code of practice you actually want to use for this design? Okay, so I'm actually using I'm going to be using the Euro. Okay, so I'll be using the Euro code. This is the material tab, reinforcement bars. Okay, so I can specify for reinforcement, I can specify for my concrete, I can do for that of steel. Okay, so reinforcement bars are actually the ones in your concrete. Okay, use them in concrete just to reinforce your concrete members, while the steel for like steel sections. Okay, so I'm going to add for steel, and then the grade of steel I'm going to choose S275. okay, for economical purpose I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to add this. Okay, now you can see all of these values are very much correct. I'm going to leave it just as it is. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and then I'm going to add new material, and then make this concrete, and then the grade of the concrete 2025. I'm going to use 2025. That's the characteristic strength of the concrete. Okay, and then I'm going to leave all of this as it is, then I'll click on OK. But then mind you, I can actually modify this and then give it a name. I'll name it steel. Okay, I'll just leave this as S275. Okay, I'll rename this to, I'll leave these two. Let me add okay, let me add reinforcement bars. Okay, good. I'm going to leave it as it is. I will not rename this. Okay, I'll go back to define, come to section properties, mind you, your columns and your beams are actually your frame. Okay, so we have some properties here already, but I'm going to take them off. Okay, so I'm going to, then you can leave yours. I'm taking it off all because of I don't want okay, so let me add new property. Okay, so I'm going to add a new property. For my reinforced concrete columns and beams, I'm going to be using a rectangular section. You can see different sections here. You can see this for concrete, these are steel sections. For steel, these are steel composites. These are special kind of sections, okay, shapes rather. Okay, I'm going to be using rectangular section for my columns and my beams. If you already like what you're seeing, make sure you like this video and then give it a thumbs up. Okay, subscribe to this channel, it's 100% free. Click on the bell icon so as to always get a notification whenever I post videos. I post videos like this on a weekly, sometimes on a daily, so as to encourage as many that wants to have a deeper insight of design. Now you can see here the property number. I'm going to name this beam 230 by 450 beam. Okay, and then the material, this is the material. If you can remember, we added some materials, so I'm using 2025. If I had not added this, I wouldn't have been able to see this 20/25 here. Okay, so and then what is the size of that beam? So it is actually going to be, the depth is 450 and then the width is actually 230. Okay, okay, now good. Okay, you can even go down to your section property and go into this, but okay, okay, this is for reinforcement bars. We are going to come into that, so I'll click on OK for this. I'm going to add new properties and then make it rectangular. I'll make this beam 230 by 300. Now this is actually going to be for my roof. Okay, so the roof beam is actually of different size. The roof beam is going to be 230 by 300, the same grade of concrete. I can actually specify another grade of concrete. I can add in my materials another grade of concrete. Okay, so but I'm going to be using the same grade of concrete for my beams, for my columns, and for my slab as well. Okay, so I'll click on OK. Now I'm going to add new properties and I'm going to name this column. Okay, so I'll name this column 230 by 230. Okay, so I'll name this 230 by 230. Okay, so if you observe the diagram, you can see it has actually changed to a square. So I'll click on OK. Okay, I can go ahead and even add again. Now for my steel, for example, if I'm actually designing a steel, but we are not actually going into that, I can pick an I section. okay, and then specify for my eye section, okay. And this is the grade of the steel, so if I name this steel, okay, so it could be a steel column or an image column, okay. Here you can see the total depth. You can actually specify the dimension of your steel member here, okay. But we are not actually going to be using steel for this. Okay, so I have defined my frame sections for my steel, for my columns, and then for my beams, okay. Now for slab, you go to slab sections. Now I'm going to add new property, but before then I'm going to, let me delete this, okay. I'll add new property and I'll make it slab, okay. The slab material, I'm going to be using a grade of 20/25, okay. Now the thickness of my slab I'm going to be using is 150, okay. So the modeling type, I'm going to be using a shell tin, okay. Here under your types of slab, we have different kinds of slab. We have the slab, we have the drop slab, we have the stiff rib, waffle, mat, okay. Your mat is actually like your raft, okay, your footing, okay. And then I'll click on okay. Now if I come back to my frame section, I come to let me modify this. You can as well modify, okay. Okay. Okay, so in the next episode I'll be showing you how to actually edit your grids on the software Etabs, okay. Make sure that you actually stay safe and make sure that you actually stay blessed, okay.